Mr. Oldham, you had said that 2,227 vehicles were intercepted at the ports by CBSA in 2024, and that so far this year, 1,155 in 2025. I noted that in 2023, there were about 1,800 vehicles that were intercepted at the border. However, out of all the vehicles that were stolen, according to Equite, in 2023, about 2.5% of stolen vehicles were intercepted at the border. That went up to about 3.9% in 2024, and it's sitting at, if trends continue this year, about 5%. It doesn't seem like a very dramatic increase in the amount of vehicles being intercepted at the border. Why has the number not increased, given all the investments and announcements the government's made?
Try to answer the question. Thank you for the President. Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair. Not all cars that are being stolen in Canada are bound for the export market. So I think you need to be like, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but like how you calculate the percentages that in terms of what's going out. What I can say is that even this year we're seeing a decline in the number of vehicles we've intercepted at the border. By rough math, we're going to probably intercept about 1,500 vehicles. That's still higher than the years prior to 2022, right? So 2022 was about 1,300 vehicles. So we're still seeing more. I think when you look at the combination, the number of vehicles we're intercepting, the decline in auto theft, I'm not pretending that CBSA is the only answer. I think that's the point, is that we've been working very well with our partners, and what that is having an impact on auto theft. Criminals are moving on to other and different modes. We're seeing change in their trends. We're seeing them move to the West Coast rather than the East Coast, for example. But I do think we're having an impact.
Okay, and that actually, and I'm well aware that there's a significant issue, because if criminals are shipping, they're not shipping vehicles out as much, but they're still stealing vehicles. I mean, it's estimated in the first half of this year, 23,000 vehicles were stolen. So these are bound domestically within Canada. And there's been an estimated, Carfax just released a report saying that there are 372,000 cloned VINs, vehicle identification numbers, currently in operation in Canada today. 127,000 of those are Ontario registered vehicles. I'm very concerned. I know this is a provincial issue as well, but there are hundreds of thousands of Canadians who are driving vehicles that are potentially stolen vehicles. What are we going to do about that when these people find out that their vehicles that they're depending on for their livelihoods were stolen? Is there any plans on how we're going to deal with that?
Thank you for that. Good, Iman. There is a fair bit of activity around the VIN issue. It's a very interesting one, and Ontario has been quite seized with this as a province and is working with us on it, and with Transport Canada and with ISED as well. It's a technological problem as well that needs some resolution. We're not there yet, but we are working hard at it. And I think I would also be accurate to point out that stolen vehicles in Canada domestically are often used for parts as well. So they're, it is the old chop shop sort of methodology here, not just revinning and remodeling a vehicle. But
is there a concern, though, and I think people have brought this to me, when people find out, so now Carfax is providing a reporting service. Is your VIN a real VIN or is it a cloned VIN? If somebody finds out that their VIN is cloned, they're talking about a $50,000, potentially even more, loss that they paid for this vehicle. I think there's, don't want to say people are going to do the wrong thing, but there's a risk that these vehicles are going to magically get stolen. They're going to file insurance claims. Vehicles are going to be found burned out in the forest. They're going to file insurance claims. The liability costs could be massive. What plans are being made to ensure that these potential 372,000 clone VIN vehicles are not going to undergo that kind of fate?
I can't speak to your numbers. I'm not familiar with them, but I will say that, as I said previously, the revinning issue is of concern. And through this national action plan and the collaboration between provinces, municipalities, police forces, et cetera, we are actively working on that issue. So there is not a plan yet. We are working on a plan, would be a fair assessment.
Yeah, because we're in a cost of living crisis right now. People, probably through no fault of their own, bought these vehicles. And this is the work of transnational gangs, is it not? These are gangs that are selling these stolen vehicles, revinning them. What's being done to combat these gangs in doing revinning domestically in Canada? That's my final question. Thank you.
I will say that that globally, the government is doing quite a bit around the gang issue. You've seen actions within the border bill. You see actions that are included in Bill C2, which is coming forward. There have been changes through bills. I'm sorry, I don't have the bill number in front of me right now. Bill C-69 back in June of 2024, which increased the increased offenses around possession, distribution of devices, which are linked to this, of course. Also adding
C'est tout le temps que nous avons, Monsieur Oldham. Désolé de vous.
We're out of time. Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Oldham.